Teacher Sherry here. Welcome to my classroom. And today I will go over how to prepare and record your introductory video and complete the slides for sports. So let's take a look. On the first slide, you have the introductory slide with the title Sports. In this title slide, you're going to want to greet your students by using TPR and ask questions to get to know the student. So first off, you're going to create your greeting. Think about how would you want to greet your student. Now, remember, our students are younger students, so you're going to want to smile and have a warm greeting. Something like, hello, hello. You can maybe even use a prop. Hello. And you can ask, how are you? And use your instructional TPR. You can maybe say, how are you? Are you happy? Other things that you can do would be to break the ice with your student and make them feel comfortable. You may ask them things like, do you like to play soccer? Or you could circle the basketball and say, do you like soccer or basketball? You could also use TPR. TPR is really important. So greeting your students with TPR is the number one thing that you want to do, which is waving, extending your arms. How are you? Instructional TPR. Again, you can then ask, how old are you? And if your student struggles to answer that question, you could say, how old are you? 2, 3, 4, 5. You could also do 2, 3, 4. And pause in between each number to give them the opportunity to maybe shake their head, say yes, or repeat the number. The contents on the information from ZebraEnglish indicate that you should spend about 1.5 minutes on your cover slide. You're going to also want to ask questions to introduce your topic. So remember, the topic is sports. You're going to want to use your marker or magic pen when you're actually in the classroom, but for the video, you don't have the options of using the classroom tools. So you're going to simply just say, sports. Or you could practice sports. You could actually do some movements that you do with sports, like with basketball. Those would be some suggestions. Get creative. Think of what TPR you can use that will embody sports. So moving on, we're going to look at the next slide. The next slide is the magnified card slide. And on this slide, you're going to want to review the sentences. So it's important. The key word, review. You're not teaching the sentence to the student and having them merely repeat. You're going to ask questions of the student in order to review with your student, to review those sentences. So for example, you may say, can you read? Or you could say, can you play badminton? And then wait, underline the sentence, which you can't underline because, again, you're in a video, but you can pretend that you're underlining by TPR. I can play badminton. So the TPR I just used, this is can. It's something that I actually had a student do. They showed me this for can, and I thought of it, we can do it. So right here in front, I can. This is sign language for play. And badminton, I simply just acted like you're hitting the shuttlecock with a badminton. So I can play badminton. I can play badminton. Do it a few times in front of the mirror, or you can practice video recording yourself. You're going to then ask an extension question related to the topic. So, let's say you ask, what sports do you like to play? Do you like basketball? Or you could use a prop. Or do you like soccer? You're going to encourage your student to use the TPR with you. So, if you are going to use the sign for badminton, as if you're hitting, then you're going to say, ooh, I can play badminton. Can you play badminton? And then hopefully they'll say, I can play badminton. Now, your student may not be able to do all of that, but that's what we're going to try to portray in the video. We're asking our student to do the TPR. One way you can do that is by saying, show me badminton. Or, just simply do it. Look expectantly like this to your student, encouraging them to do the TPR. Or you can say, your turn, or you do it. Let's say your student mispronounces the word when you are reviewing the sentences. So this is an important opportunity for you to engage in showing Zebra English that you know how to do error correction. With error correction, we do not want to use negative words such as no. Or we also, if they make an error, we don't want to say good and then correct the error. That's very confusing for a student. So if they mispronounce the word badminton as badminton or something similar to that, then you can say, close, let's practice. And this is when you can get a little bit closer to the camera and you can chop apart the syllables. Badminton, 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 badminton. Those are a variety of ways you can do that. And again, you're pausing for your student in between. If your student responds with one word, badminton, you're going to help that student produce a sentence. I use this TPR for full sentence. My older students who are in stage 4 of the curriculum, all I have to do is this, and they know Teacher Sherry wants me to produce a full sentence. So let's move on to the next slide. Oh, excuse me. Magnified card. About 1 minute is what Zebra English is stating that you should spend on that card. Our next slide is the presentation slide. On this slide, you are to show that you can use the modeling technique of I do, we do, you do. For example, I do indicates the teacher is the one who's going to present the sentence of I can play soccer with TPR. Like this. I can play soccer. And this is like me kicking a soccer ball, or you can just hold a ball, soccer. Those would be ways that you could show TPR with soccer. Get creative again. Think about what you would like to do. You could also use sign language for soccer if you would like. So I do is I can play soccer. Okay? The next part would be we do. The teacher then helps the student to present. This is when you are going to demonstrate, and then the student will do echo reading. This is how it looks. Okay, Billy, it's presentation time. You listen. Teacher reads first. I can play soccer. Okay, Billy, we do together. I can play soccer. Great. Now, Billy, your turn. You can do it. This is where you're going to underline for your student the dialogue of I can play soccer so that they can track from left to right as they're reading. Great job! Don't forget to praise your student throughout your video. Zebra English states that you should spend about 1 minute on this particular slide, the presentation slide. So to recap, you are going to say the sentence 3 separate times, actually 4. 1, the teacher does. The second time around, you read and your student then echoes, and then the 4th time, the student says the sentence by themselves. So let's say the student has trouble saying the sentence during we do. If you initially read the sentence and then they struggle to echo read, that's when you can break it apart using your TPR and producing, maybe chunking. I can play soccer. Chunk it that way, or if you have to, you can go even further down and do each individual word. After you chunk it down, then try to extend and get the full sentence. You're also going to have the opportunity to ask an extension question related to the topic. You could say something like, can Zach play soccer? Which this would be for maybe a lower level student. And you can, yes, he can. Or you could say something like, can you play soccer? Again, spending about 1 minute using the I do, we do, you do model. Okay, let's move on to the final slide, which is the major reward slide. On this slide, you are going to be engaging in celebrating with your student. You're going to wrap up your session and provide the rewards. You can review the main vocabularies and sentence structures that you did with your student throughout your video time together. You're going to show how many rewards they earned by encouraging further learning. This might be a good opportunity for you to have a prop, like a trophy, or if you have a medal around your house that you can use from a child that you have, you could present a medal. You could also use one of my favorite things, which is an actual coin. I often will use my coin to reward my students because they earn zebra coins in the classroom. So again, you can say, Billy, you did it! Great job! You got 100 zebra coins! Way to go, Billy! High five! Boom! Make sure you celebrate and get really excited for your student. You get a trophy! Well done. Again, you're going to show their student how many rewards they earned. You're going to encourage them to want to return to the classroom. And before you leave, you're going to want to say, great job. I can't wait to see you next week. I also always end my lessons with my students with a signature song that I sing. So you may choose to do something like that at the end of the video. But remember, you are on a time crunch here. So Zebra English has indicated that you should spend about 30 seconds on your celebration slide. Pacing is something that you're going to have to practice by just reviewing your video several times. You're going to have to probably record it a few times to get comfortable. I would suggest you actually sit down and write maybe a script of what you want to say. Write it in big letters on paper that you have taped everywhere so that you can see, but make sure when you do your recording that you are looking at the camera. You want it to seem as if your child that you're working with, your student, is the camera. And smile throughout the video. Smiling can be something that we forget to do from time to time, so smile so that your student feels comfortable. Okay guys, this was my review of how you can present your video to Zebra English. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to assist you. Please hit subscribe below